Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Yinzer Brothers podcast. I'm TJ. I'm here with my brother Tim, and we are the Yinzer Bros. Well, Tim, the 2025 draft is in the books. The Steelers approached it pretty vanilla, if you ask me. They didn't do much in ways of positioning. They had 7 picks because, their second pick was traded away for Metcalf. So you can kind of look at it like their second pick was DK Metcalf, which is not too shabby, right? How do you think they did, Tim? How do you think they did overall?
Oh, TJ, I was ready to shatter the TV if they would have taken Shadur.
Apparently, he crapped the bed with his interview skills.
No, really?
Yeah.
No, really?
They said he's taking FaceTimes, rapping, doing all kind of weird stuff.
I mean, Browns are the Browns. The Browns are the damn Browns.
What are they doing? They got 5 QBs in their room, and are any of them good?
I had somebody, text me. It was like, once they made that trade, like, it's a great trade for the Browns. They get a pick next year, first round pick next year. I was like, the Browns could have all the picks. They could have all the number 1 picks for the next 15 years.
They could.
They could be the one team in the league where, like, there's no cap for you. And they would still suck. The Browns are the Browns, dude. The Browns are the Browns.
That trade was ridiculous, all the crap that they got for that, but I'm not convinced that they'll do anything.
Then they went out and signed Deontay Johnson today?
I did see that.
I mean, the Browns, TJ, are the Browns. They're the Browns.
Even the Ravens were like, we don't know part of this guy. This guy's a little too rough for us. We don't want nothing to do with this guy.
Unbelievable, dude.
Dude, what do you think that QB room is going to look like? You got like a Joe Flacco, a Deshaun Watson, a Kenny Pickett. What do you think is going through Kenny Pickett's head right now?
Can you imagine what Kenny Pickett's thinking right now?
He's 105.
I don't think he's even going to make the roster.
He may not. You talk about how the mighty have fallen. He went from first-round draft pick, potential franchise QB. Now, he does have a ring as a backup with the Eagles, but then he went from there to they shipped him out to Cleveland. Think of that.
But you just got to think about this, dude. All he had to do was, they signed Russ and him just being like, all right, I'll compete.
Russ. Yeah.
Russ didn't play for the first 6. They would have never brought in Justin Fields.
No.
If he would have played well, he probably would have been the starter still. We would be having this conversation.
It's a crazy
What an idiot.
Kenny Pickett.
What an idiot.
Kenny Pickett.
And I bought his jersey. I still got that jersey in my closet.
Tim, those single digits don't look good on you, Tim.
No, man. I got to stay away from single digits.
You got to stay away from the single digits. So I guess, are you getting a DK Metcalf jersey, or are you going to – what's he?
No,
he's going to be what?
Dude, that's a bad idea when you got a guy with that physique. Just the optics of that with me with that jersey on, and then every time you think you're looking in the mirror, it's like DK Metcalf's physique. It's just me just looking like
eating another one of those watermelon
giant
gummies.
White blob.
Yeah, you and DK have slightly different physiques, Tim.
Like I'm starting to really think like I'm stuck on like offensive lineman, defensive lineman. There's no
pretty much.
I got nothing. I have no other positional outlooks to look at right now. It's like I can't there's
Have you ever noticed those guys when they retire, they either get super skinny or they get ginormous. There's nothing in between.
I'm at the point in my life. I don't even know if I'm going to buy another jersey again.
Oh, no, you
I may just
classics.
buy classics.
Classics.
I don't even want to do that. I don't know, TJ. Like the more I think about it, it's like I may be.
Tell you what, this Will Howard turns into something. You'll have a Will Howard jersey, won't you?
I don't know. I would think no. There's no way. 99% of Ohio State quarterbacks stink. So
name the last best Ohio State quarterback.
To do for the Texans.
Yeah, not too shabby, eh? Maybe it's
name one before that.
There's got to go a long way back.
I don't remember one.
You got to go a long way back. So I think the Steelers did pretty good with their grading. I thought let's go round by round. Let's talk about each guy that they got. Let's talk about, as far as needs. Boy, they shored up a lot of holes, I thought, with the draft. They really, I felt like they got great players at positions of need. They didn't do anything crazy.
I don't disagree with you.
which is okay. So let's talk about their first round pick, Derek Harmon. But I was getting a little bit nervous, man, when whatchamacallit came
No,
off the board
no,
really
no.
fast.
That's
Grant, I was
yeah.
nervous.
I was thinking in my brain. I'm going, oh no, we're flirting with Shadur.
Yeah, I thought this was gonna be bad, but Derek Harmon did fall to them. He is a large human from Oregon, 6'5", 313, large human. And this is crazy. His 40-yard dash, he ran a 4.9 for his 40-yard
I
dash.
mean, he's a jersey that I could see me sit just.
Is he going to be? What is he? 99? Is that what he is?
I think so. Like I could see me.
That's a 99.
I can see me snugging into that jersey.
I think you can. So, what do you think of Derek Harmon? I mean, he looks like what I heard his comps were obviously what he looks like a Hayward comp, except he's actually a little bigger than Hayward, which
Oh,
is
dude,
crazy.
he looks like a big brown bear. Like he's just
He does.
ginormous. Like
And you know what's funny? He's a youngin too. He's not like, we're not talking like a 26-year-old. Some of these guys now are coming out 26, 27 years old. He's a youngin.
I mean, he looks like a big boy. He could cause some. You know, he reminds me of a lot. I mean, he reminds me of Hayward, but he also reminds me of what's the big guy from like that used to play from Jacksonville that Tomlin called a goon all the time.
Oh shoot.
He's huge. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh yeah, I know exactly who you're talking about. Yeah. He's
That's
massive.
he kind of reminds me of that dude. You can see him. It's like this dude is just he looks like a ginormous dinosaur, like a ginormous
Huge.
dinosaur.
And again, and he's a sweet kid with a great story.
Yeah.
How does they're going to make a movie about his life? He's going to be the next Blindside guy. He gets drafted by the Steelers. He runs to the hospital to tell his mom because she's on life support. He tells her, "Mom, I got drafted," and then Tim, she dies.
I have questions around that whole thing, but I'm not going to get. I'm not. It's a great story.
I mean, dude, that's a story. I mean, come
It's a
on,
great
man.
story.
That's a story. Can we just stay with that story, Tim?
It's a great story.
We'll stay with the great story. So
great
I
story.
think he's a good pickup. I think he's a position in need. I think he was good. And then we don't have, again, our second rounder is DK Metcalf. That's how I look at it.
Yeah.
And then they pick up from Iowa. They were on the Buckeyes this year. A Caleb Johnson, a running back, decent size, 6'1", 224. Now, I like this kid a lot.
That's my guy. How many times, TJ? How many times
You said a
before
lot,
the draft
a lot.
did I not send pictures to you guys of RB1
did.
way before the draft?
You did. Now, what's funny is this to me. He's got clocked at 4.6, which is close to our speed, Tim, or 4.5 for 40. But they said they actually clocked him at game speed.
I'm about a 4.7 nowadays. But go ahead.
4.7, yeah. If that's like a 20-yarder, like to the Gummy Bears, maybe. Maybe to the Gummy Bears. But what they said was they actually clocked him during game speed through the GPS stuff, and he runs was it either 22 or 23 miles an hour, which puts him in like the top percentile in the NFL. They said his game speed is absolutely ridiculous.
People say about me, my game speed is ridiculous.
They said that puts him on par with like when DK Metcalf ran that dude down,
Yeah.
he was running about 22 miles an hour.
I love this kid, dude.
What I like
love this
about
kid.
him, he has good vision. I like that he makes a cut and he goes. He's a big bruising back. You know what else I like about him? You know what? You know the type of blocking that Iowa ran? Zone blocking. That's
love
what
this
we
kid.
run. Zone blocking. Najee Harris, Alabama did not run the zone blocking. He understands what it means to run behind an offensive line that blocks that is zone blocking.
I was watching some clips of this dude, and you just get more electric. Like there was one that I saw, like somebody like took a picture of like it was from the defensive side of the backfield, and it's just a shot of the line of scrimmage, and it's like, can you guess what he did on this play? And if you like look at it, there's nothing there. There's just nothing there. It just looked like a bunch of mush, and he scored a touchdown out of it. Like it was the dude. The dude is. I think I've made this. He's got to me a little bit of Arian Foster in him.
Yeah.
But I do think if he slims down, he could be like a little bit of a Bell.
Yeah.
But he's got to slim down. Like he's got to, if he gets in that 205, 210. But I wouldn't do that. Just let him be big. And like some of them tackles he was breaking was just. I was like, this dude is.
How tall was Bell? Was Bell 6'2", 6'3", or something
6'2", yeah.
Yeah.
6'1", 6'2".
I mean, he's our personal friend. We
He's
should
our
know
friends. We got pictures with him.
like that? We do. We have pictures. What do you think he's doing right now? What do you think
What is he
Bell's
doing right now?
Yeah.
Well, I think it all surfaces around illegal cannabis or something of the sort. That's what he's probably doing right now.
Probably is. I think he's a great pickup. I think he's a great Steeler. I love the Steeler running back room now. I think it's great. How would you like to be Najee Harris? You finally
That is
you talk
the best,
trash.
dude.
You get to the Chargers. I'm out of Pittsburgh, and they draft a running back in the first round.
I mean, yeah, dude. Like I saw that, I go, sucks for you, Naj. Sucks
Isn't
for
that
you.
great? What do you think? I mean, what do you think he's
I
doing?
love Naj until he said, dude, just go to your new team, keep your mouth
Yeah.
shut, and just be on your bear. I'd be like, all right, whatever. Now, hey, you have the Tim Harris bullseye on you. And I don't want you want to be in that bullseye.
That's right. I can't tell you how terrifying that is to have the bullseye.
It's bad
What would you
bullseye.
do if Najee just showed up at your house?
Probably offer some chocolate. My guess he'd probably take it.
You'd have to hope. And then this is an interesting pick now. You go into round 4 and you get Jack Sawyer, Ohio State, the Ohio State University, 6'4", 260. I like
I thought
this
he was.
pick.
I thought he was like 6'6". Is he 6'4"?
He's 6'4", 260. Hey, that's pretty. He's basically got TJ Watt specs. Now, he's a little heavier than TJ Watt. He's probably more like Highsmith than he is Watt.
I mean, that dude is what every Yinzer wants to be like in the South Side. That's been never like even made it out. Like
Yes.
it's what he is.
Yes. Tough as nails. I mean, a blue collar guy. He should be able to hold down the edge. And again, I like the pick too. Look at that rotation now. You got Highsmith, Watt, and you bring Herbig in, and then you bring Sawyer in. Dude, that's pretty ridiculous.
Could you imagine if you're a tackle and you're like, oh, okay, this is great. Highsmith and TJ get off to get a little drink of water, and these two animals come in.
That's right. I mean, Herbig is fast, and then you got this kid. I think he's a great pick too. Again, I like what they did with the draft.
They got TJ. They got a bunch of face beaters in this draft.
They did, and maybe the largest of them all came in the 5th round. And I'm going to probably butcher his name.
Round
I think it's
dude's
Yaha. Is it Yaha?
If the first round dude's is a big brown bear, this guy's a polar bear. You ever see signs of a polar
He's
bear?
huge. Another Iowa kid, 6'6", 336.
I mean,
A large human.
human. To me, when they got to that area, I was thinking. I originally thought they were going to grab like that big Florida kid that was like 400 pounds.
Yeah.
I was like, that would have been the only time like I would have been able to buy a jersey. And even if you like, I would have if I was the Steelers, I would have gave him like number 1 just for the heck of it.
How many guys do you think it takes to get him in his jersey? He can't pull that over his head. There ain't no way.
TJ, can you imagine if you just like they were like, hey, what do they call it, the bull in the ring? And
Yeah.
like it's
He's a big dude, man. You talk about like, you haven't had going back to the nose tackle. And I know they don't run a lot of stuff with the nose tackle anymore, but man, he's a large human.
what is he gonna TJ? Where are you gonna put him at? TJ, he ain't running the 5 technique. He's
Not. He's not. You want to hear something crazy? You know what his 40 time was? He ran a 5.3.
TJ,
Which isn't bad for a dude that's 350 pounds.
TJ, I don't care what his 40 time is, TJ. What I care about is that dude just grabbing 3 bodies at one time and being like
Yes.
this.
I read his comps and they said his weakness is they said he doesn't get upfield too much. All he does is stuff up the middle, and every once in a while he falls over. I'm thinking, I'm fine with that. I'm totally fine with that.
Could you imagine like him like being on the bottom of a pallet, he's on top of you, like your second one, like he's right on top? That'd be my luck. I would get my 4 plays, he would fall on top of me. This would be play 2, and I would die of suffocation. Like you would like it's either that or he would like impress me into the ground. Like I would be in
Like a cartoon.
Like I would be in the ground. And
So it makes you wonder, you load these guys up, how would these guys do against like the tush push? If there's nowhere to go, what do you do?
Well, you got to think, TJ. Dude, I mean, the dudes that are on the opposite. You always hear that. Like he's what 6? How big is he? 6'4"?
He's 6'6", 350.
But you always hear like you got the little dudes. They can get underneath you. You can move that leverage.
But when you're that big and you're on the nose, all you do is you go at these guys' knees and you're just making a pile. That's all you're doing. You know what I would do if I'm down there? I said, get on the center and you grab his wingspan. Ready for this? Is 7 foot. That's how big his wingspan is. I would say grab an ankle of a guard on each side and just pull as hard as you can. Just make a pile.
To me, I don't disagree with you. Like he's
7 foot wingspan, Tim. That's
I mean,
ridiculous.
I would have brought in, because I think the 400-pound Florida dude was a free agent. I would have brought him in for shits and giggles and just put them all on the line, just to see what happens. Just to see what happens.
So do you think getting run on for 300 yards by the Ravens maybe had anything to do with them going after the D-line?
Dude, yes. I mean, you just saw them going. Oh, they got what's his name? Yak.
His name is I believe it's Yaha Black.
The Yinzers are gonna have a field day with that name. Yinzer.
I can't wait to hear that.
Yeah, Yaha.
And then an interesting 6th-round pick. We have from the Ohio State again, University, Will Howard, 6'4", 237. Now, I didn't know what I felt of this guy until I saw. Did you see the Gruden little thing that he did on this kid?
I did.
Same specs as, I don't know, this guy named Allen
Up
in Buffalo. Now, I'm not going to say he's Allen. I'm not going to say he's Allen.
Dude.
But I tell you what, he intrigues me. This kid intrigues me. What do you think of this kid, Will Howard?
I mean, TJ, as long as he is holding a clipboard and he's not our starting quarterback for the next 10 years, I'm good, dude.
He's got an arm, and he can move.
TJ, I'm already scouting 20, 25, 26 next year. There were some electric quarterbacks in that draft.
There are, and I like their positioning for
South
that,
Carolina. Do you see any highlights from him?
What's his name?
I don't know, but he gives me the spidey senses and tingles everywhere.
Well, they'll get somebody, but hey, he's the backup.
I thought it was Eller first, the guy from Penn State for next year. I saw this dude from South Carolina, and I was like, oh boy, oh boy.
So you know what's going to happen too? Somehow, some way, the Browns are going to screw it up where they're not. They're going to come in right behind somebody.
No, what my perfect scenario is like Shador actually playing like half decent, like okay, like year one, so they make him the starter, and then he just sucks the rest of the life out of that whole entire franchise.
Wouldn't that be great? They miss out on all these quarterbacks because they're like, maybe he's the guy.
What I'm trying to figure out is like how do I get on stage and to do one of those picks? Like they got that guy that was from like Ireland. He couldn't even wave the towel right. He came on like he was waving it from behind, like his shoulder was broken. I'm like, how come I don't get on there?
The Yinzers.
Look, I wasn't even a Yinzer. He was straight from like Ireland. Like how do I get on to do a pick?
Yeah.
I could do like a 7th-round pick. Get me up there.
You could. And then we have Carson Bruner, who is the 7th-round pick. Perhaps you know his dad. He's a Steeler, a Yinzer.
I mean, that dude is all he's doing is taking what's his name, Dirty Red spot. Which guy's red? You know
what's his name?
Makovich or whatever his name is. That his name? That's all he's doing is he's taking his spot.
No, you're right. So I don't know if he's going to be much. He sounds like a special teamer to me. And then we got then the other 7th rounder, we have Dante Kent from Central Michigan, a little undersized cornerback. I don't know. He sounds to me like he's like a Beanie Bishop kind of a guy. I don't know.
Slot guy. Returns punts too.
So we'll see how they do. So that's the draft. What do you think of the draft, Tim?
I think it was solid. I mean, I would give it a solid B+, B. I think it was solid. I think it was a good draft. It was a solid draft.
Yeah, it was a good draft. And
then they got they got a bunch of face beaters. That's what they needed.
And that's what they needed. And then they landed some of their undrafted free agents. They got this wide receiver from Memphis. It doesn't seem too bad. This kid Rock Taylor. He's got some different specs. Again, if you're undrafted, I have hope with undrafted people because we have a great running back right now that's undrafted, and probably one of the most undrafted, the greatest undrafted players in the NFL in all NFL history. James Harrison was kind of a big deal.
Yeah, he was But they did spend a bunch of money on some tight end guy.
So this kid's interesting. This kid now they had two that were interesting to me. They had this kid, this DJ Thomas Jones, who was a tight end / fullback. So he is like 6'2", 270.
Does that mean like Cam Hayward, like little bros no longer on the team anymore?
Maybe. Because, I mean, dude, they got a pretty big room of tight ends. In fact, they actually signed another tight end, this kid, J.J. Galbraith, who's 6'4", 240. Again, he's not real heavy, But he's more of a pass catching tight end. But are we getting a little bit of a vibe with what the Arthur Smith offense is going to look like?
I mean, to a point, dude, you can't. Dude, when you got those two studs, and then you end up signing, they got what's his name today, fairly cheap. I know he's old as hell, but
the Wood guy or whatever it is.
I mean, he hit over 1,000 yards last year.
He did. I mean, hey, you can't beat that stuff. So the draft will be what it'll be. Let's see how it plays out. Let's take a look at the Yinzer mailbag real quick.
TJ, the key to this draft, the only key to this draft, is if Dingbat Magoo gets out of his Malibu beachfront hotel and gets to Pittsburgh.
That's true. So Tim, what is inside the Yinzer mailbag for tonight?
We got some stuff from Mush. I came yesterday, and I think this was a shock, and I think it was debunked today. And he goes, Dino, really? Does the coach's kid get hazed in the locker room? And I saw some today that he actually signed with another team.
He did. He was not with us. Thank the Lord.
I mean,
That'd been crazy.
That was one of the things I did tell my wife, and she understood. I said it was about the 4th round. I was like, if I hear Dino Tomlin's name come across the screen, I was like, I'm shattering our TV, the brand new one. I'm shattering it all.
So I believe he got invited to the Tampa Bay camp. I believe
there's no way you could, like, if you're Tomlin, you could have him. There's just none, right?
Well, he wasn't even signed by Tampa Bay. He just got invited to their.
But you couldn't even invite him to the Steelers. I mean, you can't do that, right?
I mean, if he's a stud.
He's not a stud. TJ, he's not a stud.
He's not a stud. No, he's not a stud.
TJ, I have 4 more plays than Dino Tomlin has.
You probably do. What is it? Is he a receiver? What is he?
I think. I don't know.
He wasn't very good. I mean,
No, he wasn't very good at all.
You know that, he called somebody called in a favor for him at the old Tampa Bay.
TJ, you think that happens?
Maybe. That's just my thought.
I mean, I need somebody to call me in a favor just to get me like.
Get you a tryout. Hey, you could be like the invincible guy, like Mark Papilli.
Right. Just like him. TJ, I wasn't able. Let me just give you a good. TJ, I hit 200 golf balls yesterday. Yeah. You know what it was like around 9 o'clock my time in my house? I couldn't move. I felt like you miles just made me a cushion into the couch because it was the same thing.
I you know what I did? I just dropped my clubs off to get regripped. I heard that if you get good grips, then
I told you that.
Increase.
I told you that. I did the same thing, TJ. I had 200. I'm not making exact. I got the extra jumbo thingy. 200 balls. TJ.
Of course, you got the extra jumbo thing.
TJ, I was there for so long. The little area that I had set aside me on the grass. By the time I left, it was all dirt. There was no grass.
They're probably like, it's this guy.
Yeah, they were like, this dude. I mean, there was guys that left and came back 2 hours later, and I was still at the range hitting the jumbo golf bag.
Did you hit anything decent?
I cannot hit my 4, 5, 6 clubs for anything. I hit the hybrid
tough.
well.
Those are tough.
I bought the hybrid that would replace those.
Yeah.
Hit that well.
Good.
I just can't. I can't.
How was your driver? Was it good?
I got these new tees, TJ. I don't know if they're. I saw them.
These illegal magic tees.
I saw them on Facebook, and the guy that's the world's longest driver guy used them. He said you can use them for real. I got them. They are incredible.
Well, so what do they do?
I don't know. They just make things go straight.
Oh, Tim.
So I've been using them, but I mean, it sucks. You get like 8 of them. They're like $25 for like 8 of them.
Tim, sucked right in. What else we got in the Yinzer mailbag? Anything else there?
All right. He goes, how relieved was I, or were we, that we weren't saying tonight, Shador is Steelers QB1?
Very relieved.
And how hard did you laugh when the Browns acquired him?
And that, to me, that was nuts. So I looked at his tape. And I just did not see. I mean, I'll grant this. I mean, he had some escapability and stuff like that. But as far as like an elite athlete and quarterback, I just didn't see it. Well, I'm so great. I am so glad we didn't draft him. Now I got to tell you this: if he was hanging around the 5th round, maybe you take a swing at him.
TJ, you can't bring that circus in
no,
for a
it's the circus. I mean, you're right, because then you got Dion. I saw a thing today. They said that
Dion's going to the first meeting with him.
Yeah, I mean that stuff's crazy. Did you see what happened with him and his other son? His other son said, "Yeah, my dad's not. He doesn't represent me anymore."
I like that kid. But I'm just saying, but like, here's the prime example to you. You go through all that, and everybody's saying the stuff, and I see like what 2 nights. You'd think have you slid like that, you're just like all business. He's down in Dallas in a club party, and 2 days later, I'm going, okay,
Yeah.
maybe that if that's me, I'm so butthurt that I'm in the gym. Like I'm in the gym as
You're
immediately.
told you're like Rocky Four. It's Rocky Four soundtrack
I'm in the
stuff.
gym now for no apparent reason. I'm not even close to.
You are. You are. Yeah, I'm glad we don't have him. I'd rather take Will, dare I say, White Howard.
Oh man, that
Did you
guy.
hear about the whole thing with his grandma? Did you hear about that?
Yeah, TJ, but I will say, dude, he has one of the most punchable
He
faces
does.
I've ever
He
seen on a
does.
human being in my life.
Got that dorky hair. He does.
I just want to punch. Like when I saw him, I go, dude, I just want to punch you right in the face, but I can't because you're a Steeler.
That's true. What else we got in here? Anything good?
What was the guy that most fires you up that got drafted?
The one that I wanted, or the one
That
that
just gets you fired up, we drafted.
that we drafted?
Yes, that we drafted.
I like that that Iowa running back. I think he's a perfect fit. I like
That
him.
was my favorite pick, but dude, I mean, Sawyer is going to be like
Yeah.
Yinzer. TJ, that's like Yinzer. What's the drink that everybody drinks to give you energy? It's
The
called
Red Bull?
Monsters. The
Oh,
Monsters.
Monster?
That's all he is. He's a can of Monsters for the Yinzers.
is.
He's just a Yinzer fuel. That's all he is.
Dude, I'll tell you what, it makes that outside rotation. I mean, when you think about that, you think of the four. Have we ever had a four-player rotation at outside backer like that? Ever? We've had great
No,
outside
I mean,
backers. Have we ever had four that were that stud-like? I like Herbig.
no.
I saw something when they drafted Herbig. Herbig has like an elite, and I forget the measure of it.
Bend.
It's something that wide
bend.
receivers have.
It's a
Huh?
bend. I thought he had a bend or something.
Yeah, they said
Bend.
that only wide receivers have that movement. They said that his is like a number one wide receiver, and he's just so fast.
Yes. Only other question is like, and if you can predict it now, because you don't know with AR, a preseason over under 8.5 wins.
So this is maybe I'm an idiot. I don't know. How can how can we do worse than we did last year? I mean, I'm about 98% sure that Aaron Rodgers is coming. People they talk like he is in like an iron lung, and I don't understand that. Is he better than the two QBs we had here last year?
Correct.
So why would we think that we're going to just? I think we're going to at least hit what we hit last year and probably surpass it.
Correct.
So I don't understand. I hear all these guys that are like, oh, it doesn't matter. He's like subpar. I will take 80% Aaron Rodgers all day long compared to some of these other Wahoos.
Correct.
So I don't know. I did hear this too. I don't know where I heard that. It might have been on Pittsburgh Sports Talk that he was sniffing around golf clubs in the Pittsburgh area.
Correct.
Hey, he also worked out with the Iowa running back.
Correct.
Tim, I am not Monk, but you know what? I think he might be coming.
Correct.
Oh.
Guess who? You know what, TJ? And I bashed all the lower digit numbers.
Yeah.
Here's a little secret. If he comes to Pittsburgh and it may only be for 1 year, I may buy the jersey and wear it every day in Chicago
That'll piss them off.
and put a little sign around my neck that just says "Daddy." That's it.
Dude, did you see the draft? Who was it? It was the kid from Detroit. It was the greatest thing ever. He said, "Did you hear him?" He goes, "I went to the greatest team," or he said, "and the greatest team in the NFC North." He goes, "Of course, is the Detroit Lions." Everyone, they lost their crap. I was like, "This is great." So, I mean, so here, if he comes in and he has a good year, and let's say that we get to the playoffs, and let's say somehow we get a game or two in, he might be back next year.
QB1's from North Carolina. QB1.
I still think you draft him, but I think you give him a year to simmer.
QB1's from North Carolina. It's not North Carolina. I'm sorry. It's South Carolina.
Yeah,
South Carolina.
I mean,
TJ. Once we get off this pod, just put in the tape. Just type in South Carolina QB 25-26. You're gonna sit there for hours, and you're just gonna feel the electricity moving up and down your spine.
I will check it out. I will. I mean, the way I look at it is this, and again, it's just we do have some aging pieces to our guys, but we are on the rise. Next year, Derrick Henry is going to be a little slower. It's the way of running backs. It's the way of things. If we can compete with the Ravens, again, I think the Bengals are always a wild card. I think the Browns are a mess. I think we can be positioned decent in the AFC. The AFC got shook up a little bit last year. Kansas City's not what they were.
Bengals defense sucks. It's bad. It's bad.
It's bad. And then when you look at the West, Houston didn't do what they were supposed to do. I mean, Stroud didn't necessarily take that next step. I still would love to have him, don't get me wrong. Does anybody in the South make you nervous? Miami doesn't make me nervous. Jacksonville doesn't make me nervous.
Oh,
Indianapolis doesn't make me nervous. I mean,
no.
Who down there makes you nervous? There's not
Nobody.
The Jets don't make me nervous. I mean,
no.
I mean the West. I'm curious to see what this Bo Nix kid does in Denver, but the Raiders don't make me nervous. You get the Chiefs, the Chargers could be something. I don't know, but you know what's the weird thing that and again I
think New England. I think New England's gonna be a lot better this year. I don't think they're gonna be great. I think they're gonna be a lot better.
They could be. The Chargers, it's weird. They're almost like it's weird. They're almost like putting a governor on Herbert, on Herbert, because they're not letting him be who he's going to be, because that's just not the style. That's not the style of the coach.
If I was him, I would demand a trade tomorrow to the Pittsburgh Steelers.
That's what I would do.
For a 7th round draft pick and maybe a conditional Paul Skeens bobblehead.
Maybe. I mean, it's kind of weird. So I don't know. That's my thought. Anything else in the Yinzer mailbag?
I got nothing in the Yinzer bag, but I figured we got to bring this up because it's been a hot topic today. I kind of want to hear what you got to say about it. It has got me thinking. Like, I was thinking all day about this, and it's funny. There's funny things going on in my head. So the question of the day was, can 100 men take on one silverback gorilla?
It has. First you got to decide who the men are.
TJ, I don't know, man. Have you seen them silverback gorillas?
I don't think those things. I don't know. Like I saw like Mark Cabali put on his thing, like he goes, eventually he says the first waves would get pummeled, but eventually you get them. And I'd say, is anybody game? And I was like, well, it depends, Mark. What wave am I in? Am I in the first wave?
TJ,
I don't know.
I saw a clip of like today, like there was a guy, they were like in the zoo. And they were behind the glass enclosure. The guy did one of these with his chest. And the silverback went right to the glass, and he just cracked the glass. I'm going,
nope.
All I had was like mental picture of me when you saw Gladiator when they first were going out, and the one guy just before they goes out just pees everywhere.
Yeah.
Can you imagine after seeing like the first 10 dudes get their heads ripped off, the rest of the guys like.
So let me ask you a question. What do you do if your guy 99 and 100 and you just watched 98 of your buddies get ripped limb from limb? What makes you think, are you still going out there? Are you like,
no, TJ?
Do you tap
TJ,
out?
unless I have a 24 pack of bananas that I can just throw everywhere. Like, what
Tim, those bananas are going to run out.
TJ, I'm talking, you got to do something. Like 100, it'd be interesting because it's like you said, I think the first like 6 or 7, because you're not, TJ, you're not even thinking, you have the strength. You're not even thinking like they have fangs. They could bite you too.
They can bite you, throw you. So like when like orangutans and stuff, when they attack humans, you know what they do?
They rip their skulls off.
They rip your hands off, so you can't fight them.
Could you imagine when you rolled up there, like he just? Can you imagine if the silverback just rips 2 guys' arms off and starts beating all the other guys with the arms?
Can you imagine rip off the guys from like Al from Turtle Creek? putting down his icy
a bunch
light
of
mango and
Yinzers,
trying to
a
go
bunch
get
of Yinzers with like a zin in their lip, going like I thought about it. Is there a set of humans that could possibly like maybe like 10 that you could be like, yeah, go get
If
them.
you had, what's his name again? Aha. If you had 50 of him
I don't
and
even
you
think
bum
no,
rushed him, maybe.
the only chance Yaha has is he starts beating his chest like he's a female. Like, like, do you think like if you could send like Brock Lesnar down there, the tribal chief,
They're just
like
big.
like
They're
what
strong.
you mean? Do you think they would like do anything?
I don't. I think.
I mean,
I think
at the
they're
same time, like
they're
if you
too
send a
strong.
Brock Lesnar, a tribal chief, maybe who's the biggest guy in the NFL? Like James, say you send a James Harrison, you send all those like. Do you think? I mean, what would? How do you get a gorilla down?
If you had 100 James Harrisons, could you do it?
I don't know
Because
TJ.
he's got the strength, he's got the temperament. I mean, he's crazy. 100 James Harrisons.
I don't know TJ. Do you think like because the first like 6 James Harrisons are gonna get their arms ripped off?
But would that get the other James Harrisons mad? Or
I
would
don't
they
know,
run?
TJ. What do you think? Do you think like it's gonna get them mad, or it's just gonna like you don't think that gorilla is gonna get angrier if
I
another
don't know if
6
you could
James?
hurt. What would you do to hurt a gorilla? I don't know if you
TJ,
could hurt
I
a
think the
gorilla.
first like 6 times you rip off an arm, that is just the beginning for the gorilla. He's not even mad yet. He's like, oh,
What if he took the arm and started beating you with the arm they ripped off?
to me, I'm going like,
Yeah.
I think my only shot, like seriously, my only prayer would be me just doing a and I could just see an arm fly backwards, like me doing a kamikaze run and just shooting right at his knee and hoping that I tear out an ACL.
You're such an idiot.
Do they have ACLs?
How fast do you think you could move quick enough to take a gorilla by surprise?
I have a feeling like I say that and I do mid jump and he just does one of these with his arms and I go flying 1,000 feet and my body as he does that my body just goes oh my limbs implode.
Oh, Tim. Yeah, I don't know. I did have a buddy that he wrestled a bear once.
But like okay, he wrestled a bear that like probably gets fed like honey 15 minutes after that.
And he was muzzled and it was in a ring and my buddy was full of wild turkey. And he said this thing just killed him. He said it mauled him.
Here's the thing: that bear is probably getting pets from the family an hour and a half later. You get a bear in the wild.
No. I don't think.
TJ, can you imagine going up against the bear in the wild?
No, I can't do that. No.
And
But
you're
a
talking
gorilla would be scary. I mean, what if you
bear's-
poked it in the eye?
Can you get close enough?
I couldn't. But if you go at his knees and he's distracted by your daring knee sweep like the Karate Kid, maybe I could poke him in the eye.
There's no chance, TJ, because all he's gonna do is he's gonna go do one of these. He's gonna probably bite your face off.
But if he's biting you, then maybe.
He wouldn't have to bite me, TJ. I mean, no one mind. Like, I'll take one dive. I hit his leg, and it'd be like hitting a metal pole, and I just be sitting there. He would just basically take his big old foot, put it on my face, and just squash my head as he's ripping your face off and trying to get his eyes poked. Like I don't know.
How
You feel
many?
like if you had 10 guys at one time, like you could get on back of
But
him?
how could you get in that close to him? He'd be he'd be throwing guys off. There's no way.
100.
We're not all going to make a pile on him.
You can't because there's not enough of surface space.
That's what I'm saying. And he's biting whoever's on the bottom. He's working his way to you. If you're in the
Well, here's
top.
my thing: like, where are you fighting him at? Are you fighting him in an open space area, or are you fighting him in? Because if you're fighting him in open space areas, those things can run like 25 miles an hour.
Tim, I don't think. No, I think it's a
And
bad.
I'm guessing they could climb trees pretty.
I would rather
fast.
fight him. Yeah, he's a monkey. I think I would rather fight him in an open space area than in like a 10 by 10 room. I don't want to be in there with
TJ. I think if you got 100 people, you maybe have a better chance, like in an octagon, than you do out in open fields. Because that dude could wipe out 6 of you, sprint 30 miles an hour the other way. Like, what do you do? And he's like,
Tim.
if he just jumps in a tree. And you got 10 stupidos like sitting down below like this, and all of a sudden he just goes
10 Yinzers in the tree.
Like, what do you do?
Yeah, I don't think we got enough to take care of that.
100? I mean, 100's a lot.
Again, it
Again,
depends on who they are. Are there a ton? Is there 100 Arnold Slicks from Turtle Creek? Or I mean, what do you got? Who are we talking about here?
you don't think like a big sumo body could tussle with it?
I mean, the sumo guy. If you had 100 sumo guys, maybe.
You think?
Yeah, maybe 100 sumo guys. Those guys are
Because
strong and they're
I would
ridiculous.
think eventually the silverback gorilla from taking so many bites from a sumo guy, be like, oh, I'm just filled. I'm filled to the. I'm just
And then you
happy.
just take them out. Then you just take them out.
But I just thought about that. I was hearing that today. I'm going, man, it'd be an interesting. Like if it was guys like me and you, TJ, I wouldn't. I wouldn't even. I wouldn't even. Can you imagine drawing the first straw to that, being like,
You're
I'm
in
the
the first
dude?
wave, Tim.
Not even the first wave. What if you're number one, numero
You know what?
uno?
I would be. I'd do my best WWE impersonation. I'd get within about 3 feet, and I'd go, oh, and I just would fall down
Like
and pray to
to
God
me,
that he wouldn't attack me.
like as we're going in, I just like try to like work my way like around to like his back area so he didn't see me.
What do you mean work your way around his back area? Are you out of your mind?
I don't know, TJ. Something. I just thought
aren't
about
they
that. I
usually
go,
like they're about 600 pounds, aren't they?
yeah, TJ, they're ginormous. You've been to a zoo. I've
mean,
been to a
Tim,
zoo.
He's double your size.
I mean, you know what? The best chance I would have is me to take my shirt off.
That's
and
right.
him thinking I'm a female gorilla.
That's right.
I'll be the gorillas. I'll take one for the team.
We appreciate that, Tim. He'd be like, oh, he's got more hair than I do. Oh, Tim. Well, we're going to have to see what the Steelers do this year. So when does training camp start? Is that July?
No, it's probably August.
OTAs will be here soon, won't they?
Yep. Yep.
So when do you think Aaron Rodgers is going to sign on the dotted line?
I think we got about a week.
Okay.
I think we got about a week. He'll be signed, ready to go, and then next year, TJ, Yinzer brothers on location. I guess we got to go to the draft, right?
We do. It's in Pittsburgh. We got to go.
I already told Damien we're staying at his house, so
That's
get that
good.
dog ready to go and get him out.
Roscoe,
of my face.
the one that loves you. No, I think we
Roscoe's
do
like
it.
100 years old, so my
I got to tell you this, man. Stinking Green Bay rocked that pretty well.
I just don't know where it's going to fit 300,000 people in
I know.
Pittsburgh.
Where did they have him in Green Bay?
Oh, there's you've never there's a zillion there is
I've
a
been there.
space
Open
there.
cheese fields, I guess.
Oh, there's a space there, dude.
No, it's going to be ridiculous. It'll be good for the city. It'll be good for us, and then we'll see what happens there.
Yep.
And who knows? We might even still be on location in Ireland. Any word on Ireland yet?
The lottery's supposed to be coming out pretty soon. I got to check the fan. I think they have package deals.
I don't understand why we got to wait for the lottery. Tim, we're the Yinzer Bros. You think somebody, if you're listening to this podcast, Pittsburgh, Steeler organization, we're ready. We're here to hype you up. So just give us a couple tickets and we'll go.
I'd be willing to go one-on-one with a silverback for tickets.
That's right. That's right. We'll even split the airfare with you.
I would put
Steelers.
that on. This is like this doesn't go away type of thing. This is live.
So,
kid.
I'll be in the game and I'll just have a picture of you next to me. Thanks, Tim, for taking one for the team.
Me getting I would just beg somebody to shoot me before Ombre just annihilates me.
Oh, well, if we had guns, it'd be easier. All right. Well, anything you want to add about the draft, Tim?
No, I mean it's a draft. Draft's one of my favorite times of the year. It was fun watching for X many hours. I got TV to myself. Nobody bugged me. It was great.
Do you think Mel Kiper had to take a sedative that night when Shedeur
Oh, he's
Sanders
still on it, dude. That dude is still on. If Shedeur doesn't pan out, he bad. Mel Kiper is on watch the next 3 years.
Did you hear too? He was like going, like it was the craziest rant I ever heard in my life. He was talking about only like he can find the right quarterbacks, and the NFL doesn't know how to pick them. I'm thinking half the guys that he think are going to be studs.
He did say he would leave if Jimmy Clausen didn't pan out as an NFL quarterback. Still there at Espen, isn't he?
Yes, he is. Yes, he is. All
That
right.
dude's a tool.
Well, here we go. Thank you for hanging out with the Yinzer Bros. Again, if you like what you hear, don't forget to pass it along to all your friends, your neighbors, everybody. Once again, we're the Yinzer Bros. Also, don't forget to subscribe on YouTube, and don't forget to subscribe and pass along our podcast on Apple and Spotify and everywhere it is. Again, we're the Yinzer Bros. Stay classy, Pittsburgh.
Still number one out here, right?
See you guys.